Breaking news right now about a leaked video that came from the Robert F. Kennedy Jr. camp. It's very telling. In fact, it would be the interview that I wish I had had with Donald Trump, and he answers the questions that a lot of Christians are asking. So I thought it's quite good to have a look at this. Luke chapter 12 says, "For there is nothing covered that will not be revealed, nor hidden that will not be known. Therefore, whatever you have spoken in the dark will be heard in the light, and what you have spoken in the ear in the inner rooms will be proclaimed on the housetops." That's exactly what's happened. This was a private conversation. Trump did not expect this to go out. RFK Jr.'s son recorded this and then he uploaded it to social media. Immediately, RFK apologized for it, but it does say a lot in a minute and 40 seconds. So let's listen to it now, and then we're going to make some comments about it and how it applies to Christians.
I agree with you, man. Something's wrong with that whole system. Yeah. And, and it's the doctors you find. Remember I said I want to do small doses. Small doses. When you feed a baby, Bobby, a vaccination that has like 38 different vaccines, and it looks like it's meant for a horse.
I can tell you many Christians are very concerned about the amount of vaccination, the over-vaccination, over-medication of our children. And Trump gets it. This is a very big question for the Christian community because they were really tripped up. And I think we lost some of the Christians when Trump pushed Operation Warp Speed. I think he had no other choice. Every world leader was dealing with an unknown epidemic, and now we know what it was. But back then he had to do something. And so people really question, is he in the pocket of Big Pharma? Is he colluding with Big Pharma? And he really answers this because this is him, the way he is, uncensored, unfiltered, and he doesn't think anybody's going to hear. But of course, Luke 12 says, you better speak what you would like the whole world to hear and nothing more, nothing less, because Jesus says we will give account to every idle word that we speak. Let's hear some more of what he said to RFK, who's obviously been crusading against Big Pharma.
A vaccination that has like 38 different vaccines, and it looks like it's meant for a horse, not a 10-pound or 20-pound baby. It looks like you should be giving a horse this. And do you ever see the size of it, right? It's just massive. And then you see the baby all of a sudden starting to change radically. I've seen it too many times. And then you hear that it doesn't have an impact, right? But you and I talked about that a long time ago. And anyway, I would love you to do something. And I think it'll be so good for you and so big for you. And we're going to win. We're going to win. We're way ahead of the guy. And, he's interesting. It was very nice, actually. He called me. And he said, how did you choose to move to the right? So I guess that's, people say, if I was looking straight on, right? He said, I said, I was just showing a chart. I didn't have to tell him the chart was on all the people pouring into our country, right? But I just turned my head to show the chart. And something wrapped me. It felt like a giant, like the world's largest mosquito. And it was a bullet going right. What do they call that, an AR-15 or something? That was a big gun. Those are pretty tough guns, right?
So like I said, this is the interview I wish I had had with Donald Trump. He answers the question that Christians have been asking me, which is he pro-vaccination, pro-experimental mRNA vaccines? And at least for children, you can say that he is a vaccine skeptic and he's like RFK Jr. Number two thing that we learn is that he's willing to reach across the aisle. He's not all partisan. He's not a typical conservative. And so he's willing to collaborate with Democrats who are willing to work with him. And so he's reaching across the aisle. RFK is obviously, one of the Kennedys, really Democrat royalty. And he had been Democrat until recently and was forced to go independent. And I think that he's showing that he's going to unleash RFK Jr. in his administration. So he's giving him a place in his cabinet, it seems like, and he'll be a bulldog against the CDC, the FDA, and the corrupt big pharma industry. So what a good team that will be. In fact, a lot of people had wanted that RFK would be the vice president, but he has chosen somebody else, J.D. Vance. Also, President Biden called Donald Trump right after the attempted assassination, and he wanted to know, how did the shooter miss? And Trump kind of gave a hint, but didn't tell fully that he was actually going to read off a chart about how many millions of immigrants have crossed in illegally. So I thought that's interesting that when he was about to address closing the border, that was when God saved him, right? So God saved him, and he owes it to God now. He's going to have to save America. He has to obey God now. In short, this is a big revelation in 1 minute 40 seconds. We know now that he's going to clean up big pharma. It's a huge threat. I think that's why he didn't want it to be leaked. Not that he's embarrassed about talking to RFK, but this is now giving warning to the enemy. And big pharma is a big thing in America. Almost every other ad is about some pharmaceutical product, and they're not doing it for us to buy it because we can't prescribe drugs to ourselves. What are they doing it for? It's just a payoff. It's kind of a legal bribe to buy the mainstream media. Big pharma funds the mainstream media, so the mainstream media keeps the narrative pro pharma, pro big pharma. And you saw that during the pandemic. So we know he's going to clean up sex trafficking. He's going to clean up the border. Now we know he's going to clean up big pharma. And the one thing he hasn't mentioned is he needs to clean up big tech. Again, maybe that's also, hidden. It's something that I think he is having a conversation with Elon Musk about, Tucker Carlson about. I'd love to be a part of, a clean social media. That's part of what I've been speaking of, having a clean social media. Almost nobody even talks about that. Boy, our children need it. Our families need it. Husbands and wives need it. Christians need it. So we need to have big tech cleanup. And then the last one that he hasn't mentioned, but I pray that he gets it, is being an agent of justice. He's got to clean up the judiciary. There's got to be some impeachment of corrupt judges, some changes in the transparency of the judges. And of course, Biden is already now talking about that before he leaves. He says he's got some big plans to really shake up the Supreme Court and even change, like through Congress, change. He wants to put a term limit on the Supreme Court justices. It might not actually be bad. So we'll see how that works out. But that's definitely Trump's role. He's got to clean up the judiciary. Big revelation, big leak video that just came out, breaking news. It's happening. All these things are a part of God cleaning house. Judgment begins in the house of the Lord, but it continues all through every level of society. Get ready. You better put your trust in Jesus now and follow him. Then you won't be afraid when the hand of justice comes. Don't be afraid and keep looking up.
Sleep is one of the most important things to your health, and my pillow is one of the most important things to your sleep. I tried every pillow, from expensive down pillows that just went flat to fiber-filled pillows that rebound every time you move your head. I even tried those memory foam pillows, and the curve did not match my neck, and it probably won't match yours. That's why I invented my pillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck supported and aligned. I personally guarantee my pillow will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own, or your money back.
Get your amazing My Pillow offer by calling my dedicated line 1-800-844-0483 or visit mypillow.com/Pastor Steve. You can also use your promo code Pastor Steve to get free shipping for orders over $75 and check out an extravaganza of deals. Go to mypillow.com/Pastor Steve and get your discount today. Let's support Christian business and Christian ministry.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.